I'm LaVern Vivio from the Blaze TV, and this is Wide Awake. Tetelestai. It's a little Greek word with a very big meaning that I was introduced to by Jerry Stevens, a teen that I go to church with back in Nashville. She was in a class that I had taught back during Christmas this past year. And at the end of class, she came up and she shared a bracelet with me that she was wearing that simply declared one word, Tetelestai, just like this one. I had just taught a class on the history of Christ, not the scriptural history, but evidence stuff like I always do. I said, because, we've allowed our scriptures to be so ridiculed and mocked for so long. I said, you've got to know the story beyond the scriptures and the overwhelming evidence of the life of Christ, that he is a figure from history, not just in scripture, but in our history. He's not a character in a fairy tale, as a lot of people would like for you to believe. And then at the end of the lesson, I turned back to scripture and I said, now, I want to make a challenge for you. I said, I want you to see if you can start a habit. I said, from now on, whenever you think about Jesus, whether it be, at a time during Christmas when the whole world or a lot of the world is thinking about him, or during the time of Easter for resurrection, I said, I'm talking about in your daily prayer, your daily study. Anytime a random lesson comes up and you think about Christ, I said, I want you to think for just a moment about that declaration he made on the cross in that last moment. It is finished, which I found out from Jerry is more simply stated in Greek with one word, Tetelestai. I said it's the most important moment in our history. I said because it's in that moment that Christ summed up everything that he did for us. So that in my mind, it wasn't the end of his ministry that he was declaring. It was the end of a plan that had been put in place from the moment God said at creation, let us create man in our image. I said, Jesus was there. He saw all that. And he knew that when God said that man would be created in the very image of God with free will, the will to choose him or not choose him, that a plan for redemption had to be in place as well. And all who were there knew on whose shoulders that would fall. So from that moment on, Jesus had to step back and watch us go through the garden, the fall of man, the events leading to Noah and Abraham, the judges and the kings and the prophets, to his birth, his life, his ministry, that anguish-filled moment in the garden, crying out, is there another way, and knowing the answer all along. Till that moment on the cross. Can you imagine carrying that burden for that long and be there on the cross, remembering it all? And with that final breath, being able to say, it is finished. The plan is finally done. I challenge the kids and I challenge you, just as I did them, start a habit. And when Christ comes to mind, for just a moment, think of that moment. And imagine Christ taking that last breath, remembering it all. And to be able to finally say, Tetelestai, it is finished. God bless, and Los Dios.